We are learning more now about the investigation into a deadly plane crash in Avon from yesterday. Maine Game Warden Joshua Tibbetts was killed in that crash. Our Alex Haskell joining us near the site of that crash in Avon. Alex, what can you tell us today?
Hey, Brian. So we're standing along Jackson Mountain Road. This is a dirt road in the woods, and this is as close as we can get to the crash. There's a gate here blocking us from getting any closer. And Maine game wardens tell us the crash is somewhere in the woods there, a ways away. Now, I have spoken with the spokesperson for the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife. He tells me that the Federal Aviation Administration and National Transportation Safety Board are now at the crash scene. The department says it helped investigators get to the site. Now, I have also been in touch with a spokesperson for NTSB. He tells me investigators are on the scene to document the site and examine the airplane. As part of the investigation, he says they will be looking into information such as recordings of any air traffic control communications, witness statements, maintenance records of the plane, plus a 72-hour review of Joshua Tibbetts to identify any factors that may have impaired his ability to safely operate this plane. Today, we did catch up with one woman who says she saw Tibbetts' plane just before the crash. She says she was driving with her young daughter.
It definitely seemed like it was struggling. It was very windy, like so windy that like driving down Route 4 is 55 and you could feel it in your car. And I glanced away for about 60 seconds, and when I looked back, it was gone. And I asked my little one, like, where'd the plane go? And she said it went into the mountain.
Now, the NTSB tells us that a report on this investigation is expected to come out within 30 days, but a final report with probable cause of this crash won't come out for a year to 2 years. I'm going to send things over now to Akua DeVal. She is in Newport with more on how Tibbetts is being remembered today. Hey, Akua.
Alex, first responders from across Maine are honoring Warden Tibbetts, dozens helping transport his body here at the Crosby and Neal Funeral Home. In Augusta Wednesday morning, streets lined up with first responders honoring Warden Joshua Tibbetts, traveling in a procession up Interstate 95 before arriving to Newport as fellow wardens stand at attention as his body was transferred inside the building. Tibbetts served as a game warden for 18 years, 3 of those as a pilot. Brian Tripp served alongside Tibbetts for more than a decade, noting their fathers served together as game wardens when they were children.
He was the kind that you would want on your team every day. He smiled, he brought humor to heavy situations.
Tripp says despite being known for his work in the air, he will be remembered for the way he conducted himself on the ground.
I enjoyed his sense of humor and his enthusiasm for aviation. He had a willingness to share his experiences with me. I was a newer pilot than he, and especially on floats, and he was always really helpful to me.
Before joining the Maine Warden Service, Tibbetts was a member of the Penobscot County Sheriff's Office.
He does have such an infectious laugh and smile. It's devastating when you hear of somebody that you know.
Sheriff Troy Morton says Tibbetts' dream was to follow in his father's footsteps and carry on that family legacy.
He touched so many lives, and to have him perish is just heartbreaking to hear. But I know that Josh was doing the things that he loved, and that was being a Maine warden.
Friends and colleagues say Wednesday's procession is about honoring his legacy of service.
I think Josh deserves every bit of it, and I wish he was here to see it.
Now, Tibbetts was 50 years old. In a statement posted on social media, the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife said that it was grateful for the outpouring of support that's being shown to the Maine Warden Service family. Brian?
Kua and Alex Haskell tonight. Our thanks to you both for your team coverage. Tibbetts, by the way, is the 17th Maine game warden to die in the line of duty. That is according to the nonprofit The Officer Down Memorial page. Most recently, in March 2011, Game Warden Daryl Gordon was killed in a plane crash on Clear Lake in Piscataquis County. He worked for the agency for 25 years. Since 2006, 10 officers in all have now died in the line of duty here in Maine. The man accused of killing a woman in Carabasset Valley will not be allowed to access firearms for the next year. That is after a hearing in Franklin County today. Under a judge's order, Austin Doucette is now barred from possessing or buying dangerous weapons. He's facing a murder charge in the death of Michaela DeSantis. She was shot and killed in March, according to police, at a condo near a popular ski resort. The state of Maine is now preparing for the arrival of Vice President J.D. Vance. He is expected to speak around 12:30 tomorrow at the Bangor International Airport. Airport officials are asking you to keep an eye on your flight status if you have travel plans tomorrow. You can expect heavier traffic around the airport. The Maine Republican Party is organizing this event, not the airport. Maine Democrats have also announced plans to have counter events around the same time as Vance's remarks tomorrow. We are now expecting Vance to discuss the federal freeze on new hospice and home health agency enrollments. Officials with the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services say this is to cut down on fraud. Andwell Health Partners in Lewiston says this 6-month moratorium will not have any impact on the care it provides. Andwell is Maine's largest independent home health, hospice, and community care nonprofit provider. Leaders say they will monitor the situation closely and providers will continue to give care without disruption. City leaders in Lewiston are now preparing for round 2 in order to get a budget approved for the upcoming school year. So yesterday, voters in the city rejected the school board's $130 million proposal. That budget would have been a 10% increase from last year and would have cut more than 20 staff positions. The next election would be primary day, June 9th.